Welcome to another episode of Dad's Worldwide. We will make you laugh and might make you cry, most certainly, somehow, some way, try to make you a better parent. I am your slightly sick host, Brendan, and Captain Aviator. Take it away, sir.
It is I, the 16-time revolution. Sorry, 17-time. I almost cheated myself, and that would be completely unfair, not only to myself, but to you, the viewers. The 17-time Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion, non-chill filter, quadruple still your blendmaster, center is yourself, Captain Aviator's Tony fucking G.
Woo! And I just feel like that you need a Ric Flair at the end of that. I'm sorry.
Woo! Wooings!
And back once again, the host of Ask It Anything and Gravity Beard Productions extraordinaire, and his baloney has a first name. It is Chris Green.
Thrilled to be here. Thank you for having me as always. And may I say a couple things. First of all, Tony, your introduction never gets old.
Never.
In fact, I just generally like the introduction of this show. I've always liked it since the first time I heard it. So kudos to both of you.
It's perfect.
And secondly, for some people, this is going to be good news. For others, it'll be bad news. Depends on if you like me or not. Haven't gotten any emails or voicemails to say either way. But I didn't come loaded to hijack the show at the top. I got nothing. I'm just glad to be here.
Well, then what the hell are you doing here?
It's shocking, actually.
Yeah, I'm just a pretty face, Tony.
All right, so we got a Temu show tonight.
Woo!
Nobody's prepared.
I will say this because I do always have a story. So I do actually, because you made a Ric Flair reference, I did run into Ric Flair one time here in Dallas at a high-end steakhouse.
Nice.
Oh, was he drinking and driving? Oh, you mean you met him?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he physically ran into you.
No, always
either
possible.
Would make sense. Yeah.
No, we were both dining. We were both in the dining room. This is a place. I'm really not this kind of person. I don't find myself in a super high-end, swanky steakhouse, but this was truly a big city, very nice, very expensive steakhouse. I was not paying the bill, thankfully. They not only did they have, I mean, the menu is amazing. Everything on there is obviously delicious, but they also serve king crabs. Have you ever had king crab?
Oh yeah.
Well, obviously you're from the Northeast. That's a silly question, but we don't have a lot of that down here. I live in Texas, but it's king crab. For those that don't know, are these giant crabs that are like the size of a large plate.
I think that's a Northwest thing, king crabs.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
Whatever. I don't live in the Northeast or the Northwest. I live in the Southwest where we don't have those. But
a lot less seafood. Yeah.
Well, we have plenty of seafood, but it's not like an hour from the coast. Like it takes some logistics to get it to our plate. But my point is that I'd never seen king crab live being brought through the dining room on a plate to someone's table.
Oh wait, did it live?
I mean, like in person.
Oh, I thought you. Oh, I was like, why were they eating it live? I was like, that
sounds horrible.
It's barbaric. You get these giant hammers.
Yeah, it sounds very dangerous. Like like they take the elastics off and like, good luck, eat it.
Yep. Yeah. I saw one kill a small child.
Man.
My point is that if you haven't seen king crab carried through a dining room and delivered to someone's table, it's quite the sight.
Whoa. See, usually you just get king crab legs. Like you don't get the whole
right.
I'm sure that's true, but what I'm saying is in this restaurant, they bring out the whole crab that covers up a giant plate to your table.
Awesome. I want to go there now.
I just like how I can feel your enthusiasm for this king crab, and it does not even come close. Like the seeing Ric Flair was not even remotely as exciting.
Yeah, he just kind of mentioned that. He just brushed by that. He's like,
yeah, that was a footnote.
Yeah, somebody was like elbowing me in the ribs. They're like, but Ric Flair is right there. I was like, have you seen these crabs?
You see the crab? The crab's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's old and he's been with a lot of women. I mean, of course he's gonna have crabs.
And by the way, Tony, he did not look well.
Oh, he hasn't looked well for 20 years.
I was gonna say he hasn't looked well for quite a long time.
No,
I know, but listen,
he's almost died like 4 times.
Yeah,
I know he has. I know he has. I've never seen Ric Flair in person. I don't. Maybe you have. So imagine we all know how poorly he looks on television. Imagine seeing that man in person.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
He looks that much worse.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. But he still he did take a picture with one of the guys that I was at dinner with, and he did woo for us.
Oh, well, okay, fuck.
So then
Forget the king crab.
So then he wasn't that bad.
No,
I think if he's in the hospital on life support, he'll still somehow figure out how to woo.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I'm not sure if that's a good barometer.
Just got an enema. Woo!
I will bet that if Ric Flair was in a coma and only being supported by machines, he would somehow figure out how to woo.
Oh yeah.
Someone would like unplug
and
him
hit on a nerve,
and then die. Yeah,
yeah, that's how it's gonna go for sure.
Definitely, that's how I imagine it.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, men's 35 and over, Miami Dolphins ended the season in the number 3 position.
Number 3. Okay.
That's not bad. That's respectable.
That is.
The team that we beat 35-0 ended up beating us in the playoffs.
Oh.
So, well, we had our when we beat them 35-0, we had our original quarterback, the guy that ruptured his Achilles.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
No, it's all right. So
he couldn't walk, but we played him anyway.
No. I mean, we had another guy. We had another guy playing quarterback. We had the opportunity to win. We really did. I missed a couple catches. Another guy missed a couple catches. Like it just, and then the quarterback kind of missed some throws and stuff. I was wide open at one point, and he just like overthrew me, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, but I don't know what it was, but the dirt would get on the ball, and I was hiking the ball. And it would get on my gloves, and then my gloves were slick as snot.
Oh wow!
So I was like, "What the heck?" So at one point, I'm like, "I'm done with these gloves. Like, they're not helping me. They're making it." So, but I don't want to make excuses. I should have caught a couple of the balls that eat past to me, but I ended up getting a touchdown. We kept it within a score, so it wasn't like it was a runaway game. It was a great game. The guys that won, super nice guys. So I'm really happy that they're playing for first place next weekend. In fact, if I'm not busy, I'll probably go watch the game and cheer them on. But man, it kind of sucked. It was just like, because the team that's going to be in the playoffs also is that other team with the guy that did the scheduling. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Of course it is.
I wanted to play him again.
He just scheduled himself to be in the playoff.
Yeah, in the playoff. Yeah.
Weird.
So, oh man, God, it was. But you know what? It was a fun time. I didn't get hurt. So
that's also shocking.
It was a successful season for me anyway. Touchdowns. I got a couple pick sixes. So I'm pretty happy with my season overall. So. I wasn't expecting to be anywhere as good as I was, so I'm pretty happy with the way I played.
Hey, hell yes,
yeah. So it was a lot, and it was a lot of fun. I got to meet some guys I've never met before, and yeah, it was fun. So I'm looking forward to spring season, and yeah, I'll probably play again, and then tonight was the culmination of Maxwell's, my second born, his league. There was 4 teams in his league, and his team and another team were definitely the best ones in the league. They had the same record. They were both, I think, 5-1. They play for playoffs. They play 2 30-minute games, and so in the first game, Maxwell had, I want to say he had 4 sacks. And he had a 2-point conversion.
Nice.
But he pressures the quarterback really, really well. He's so fast. Like he just gets up on him real quick. And in the second game, so they won the first game 36-0. They annihilated this team. Yeah, I felt bad. Felt bad for the kids. And so the quarterback of the other team, Maxwell's actually friends with him. And at one point, I think the fourth, maybe he had 5 sacks. I can't remember. He was killing him. So they're friends, and he grabbed the flag on the last time, and he just gave him his flag, and he turned around and started walking back to his side of the field, and then his friend starts crying. And I'm like, I feel so bad for this.
How old are these boys?
Well, Maxwell is 11. The kid's flag that he pulled, I want to say he's like 9 or 10.
Oh,
So he's playing up. He's playing up in a league because
Right.
dad's team and his dad have a quarterback, and his name's Gabe. And Gabe is actually a decent quarterback for as young as he is. Now his team won the Super Bowl for his age group, and then he threw on another jersey and started playing up.
Oh, jeez.
So
good for him.
yeah, oh, the kid's he's a beast. Their whole family is athletic like crazy. So, but he started crying, so I was like, I felt bad, and then his dad walked by, the coach, and I was like, hey, Colin, I'm sorry, man. He's like, what are you gonna do? You know,
That's the game.
Yeah, he's as well. If he would have kept running the other way instead of running right into Maxwell, maybe he wouldn't have got his flag taken.
Right, yeah.
Oh, I didn't say that. I was like, it's true.
I think everybody knew it.
Yep.
Were you like, your words, not mine?
Yeah. And then so that was game number 1. Game number 2, it was against the 5-1. So they're both 5-1. They're definitely evenly matched. So it was they were within a score for the entire game. And Maxwell, he ended up getting 1 sack on this quarterback, which was this kid was much more elusive. And they ended up pulling it off with a Super Bowl win. So the Niners for the 10U in Milford, New Hampshire. Woo! My son finally got a Super Bowl under his belt. So he was.
Oh, that's great.
Oh yeah, he was ecstatic. He was.
I'll bet.
And he played really well. So I was so happy for him. He's been playing flag football for, I don't know, quite a few years now, and this is the first really good winning season that he's had. So
Good for him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
Hell
happy
yeah.
he finally got some success, and he can rub it in his brother's face. So.
Absolutely. That's what it's about. Yeah. We also culminated our flag football season this weekend. I don't know if we talked about it. So we talked about how we hate the whole coach quarterback thing. Well, and I sent you guys just for example reasons, like if the other team only passes the ball, you can't really do much other than run around and hope they don't catch it because there's no opportunity to pull flags.
Yeah.
So the last week, so Taven and Jarek, they're both 7 going on 8. And that's it's like 7, 8. I don't think there's any 9-year-olds, but maybe there's one. I can't remember. It's 2nd and 3rd graders pretty much. And last week they shifted Taven around, a little bit of defense, a little bit of offense. He pulled a flag. He's starting to grasp the game a lot better. Jarek, on the other hand, they just played him on defense, and he was kind of bummed about it. But it lit a fire under his ass. Pulled 6 flags. Like, he was all over the place. It was unbelievable. He was everywhere. He's just like his older brother. He reads the play, he sees it, and as soon as it's about to be handed off or thrown to whomever, he's already on his way there. If he's in the vicinity, he's going to be there. So, and there was even a point where they both had an opportunity to pull the same flag on a kid, and this kid was shifty and ended up scoring, but they ended up winning that game, and it was a really good effort from both of them. Taven had 1 flag, Jarek had 6. So yeah, really solid effort. And then this last Saturday was the final game, and Jarek's like, oh, hope we get a carry or hope I get to catch a ball or something. Like, I don't want to play defense the whole time. I'm like, I know, buddy, but here's the thing: like, you crushed it, so they're gonna put you where you need to be. You guys are 3-0, and that was a big reason. So, believe you me, you're gonna be playing a lot of defense. Don't think it's not nothing. He's like, okay. So we get there, they're warming up, and I'm kind of hanging out where they're warming up, and I hear the coach is telling Jarek, okay, if we're on offense first, Jarek, you're getting a carry on the first play. So instantly he's like, oh, I'm like, okay. Yeah. So we started all walking to the field. I'm like, okay, listen, last spring, you got 2 carries. Both times you ran out of bounds. You don't have to do that. It's flag football. There's no reason to run out of bounds. Just don't. It's not playing ball in the yard. We're not doing 2-hand touch. Like, just run until the flag is pulled. Like, and run hard, be shifty. Do it. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you only get a couple of yards. Just do your best. You finally get your carry. So we're 3-0, and on the first play of every offensive game we've played, we have scored. So here's Jarek, and they send everybody but him. He's standing by the coach. Coach kind of pretends like he's going to throw it a little bit, and then he hands it to Jarek, and he starts bolting. And there's one girl on the other team who immediately sees it, and he just sidesteps her. And then he comes to the right a bit, cuts back left, and he kind of runs the left sideline the whole way, and he's gone. He blasts through the whole team and scores on the first play. So over the moon now. Like, this just made the season for
Best
him.
season ever.
Oh yeah, he is just on cloud 9 now. So now he knows, okay, well, I got it. I did it. Now I'm going on defense. Immediately. Flag. I mean, he's doing flag pulls where he is like diving and doing a barrel roll and snatching the flag off of people.
Hell yeah.
It's kind of remarkable. Another 6 flags this week.
Wow.
So I think in the whole season total, he has pulled as many flags as the rest of the team combined. And that's that's no exaggeration. It's unbelievable.
Wow.
And not only that, he had an opportunity for a pick had he turned around just a half a second sooner, but 2 huge pass deflections. It was just 2 pass deflections, 6 flags, and a whatever yard score on 1 carry. So monster game. Could not have been happier. Taven also got another flag, so he's feeling pretty good too. And yeah, they finished 4-0. So nice. Monster game. He's just loving it. I really, really hope they pull through for a spring league. And if not, I hope we can find one to join, because I want to make sure they continue the enthusiasm. But now we got basketball for Striker.
You need to start one and just no adult quarterbacks allowed.
Well, that's the coach who did this. We went to this other town. He's gonna be moving up a grade because his son is in 3rd, so he'll be moving up. Plus, he does t-ball, he does youth tackle. He was one of Striker's coaches for tackle. He does wrestling, and that's starting up. So he does everything. Yeah. So I think he's got to take a little bit off his plate too. But he's going to be moving up with his son. So they tried to get a second team to join this other league. Well, one of the dads asked me, but it was too late for us to get anything together. So I can already see how this is going to go next fall. It's going to be me out there throwing the ball. Because I told him, I'll help out if I can. And I thought about, shit, if this all comes together, I'm going to be the one out there having to throw the fucking ball, being the asshole coach.
Yep.
Throwing the ball to kids, and this is going to suck.
I hate Tony. Tony's going to hate him.
Oh, yeah. I will be the most self-hating quarterback you've ever seen.
No, just give him the RPO. So you just flea flicker it to the kid and let them do the work.
Honestly, it'll probably be a lot of that.
Yeah. Why not?
Be a lot of handoffs.
Why not? Let the kids play the game. This is ridiculous.
It was so much nicer because, like I said, there was a lot more handing off, and we beat this team 52-14. It was not close.
What?
Oh, it was a beat down. It could not have been more lopsided. And I almost felt bad because they only had 7 kids and 1 coach. We had, I think, 10 kids, maybe 11. No, 10 because we were missing a couple, and 3 coaches. So like it was, I don't know if they were missing people and a coach or whatever, but it wasn't exactly fair. But they had some tall kids, so I don't know. It was, and this was the town that does the league. Like this was their team, so I'm guessing they were missing a few people. Would be my guess because I'm like, how the hell this is all they had? Really for their own league? Are you shitting me? But yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. So if push comes to shove and I've got to help, I'll be that jerk out there, only throwing to my own kids. Well, one of them, because no, the other one's he's not a catcher. No, Taven's a running back. He's more.
He's got cinder blocks for hands.
Yeah, I don't. He's got a magnet in his face. It just attracts leather. It's incredible. He always eats it right in the face. I'm like, buddy, you just whenever the ball's coming your way, you can't like do the whole outstretched hand thing and expect it to work. You take one step back and let it come to you.
You remember the movie Necessary Roughness?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yep. So
that was filmed at the college north of where I live.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I love
makes sense.
I loved that movie. Scott Bakula was Sinbad was in it. Who else? There was a bunch of people.
Kathy Ireland.
Yep. That's right. She was a kicker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What?
That's exactly what Tony remembers about her in that movie.
Yeah, that's what I remembered. Yeah.
Was her kicking.
Yes, her amazing skills at kicking the ball. Yeah.
So I had I can tell you my plumbing career, I pulled one well pump in the last like 20 something years, and it was my brother's well pump. Well, 2 Sundays ago, my friend's well pump goes. So I help him pull it. This thing's about 300 feet down. We pull it by hand. And it was awful. Not going to lie to you. Not fun. But it is what it is.
What is it? Are we talking like 1-inch stainless, 2-inch PVC?
Oh, no. It's plastic well pipe. It's polyethylene.
Okay.
You know, it's like PEX, basically. 1 inch.
Okay.
His
is that a hand pumper? Or?
Yeah, it's a submersible 3/4 horse.
Okay.
So it's not a ton, but 300 feet down. So you're looking at a little bit of weight on the water.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
You know, so so we're pulling, and it didn't take us too long, but man, it was some work. We get him all taken care of, and then so I'm helping him with his, and I'm like, man, I was like, my well is like pump is like 24 years old. I was like, man, I better do that before winter. So last Wednesday morning, I get up, take a big old dump in the toilet. No flushy. I'm like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Kidding me. So I walk downstairs, look at the gauge on the well tank, 0. Okay. Flip the breaker, nothing. Go get my multimeter, check the amps. Yep, blowing about 20 amps when I kick it on, and then it goes right down to 0. So it's like overloading. It's overloading as soon as I turn it on, and it's going to 0. So I'm like, it starts at 20 and then drops right to 0. Oh, there we go. Another well pump. So I pulled that one. I pulled that one by hand, but that's only like 200 feet down. So that's not as bad. And it's only a half horse. So, man. So 2 well pumps in the matter of 4 days. And,
yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, all by hand. I called one of my friends has a well pump puller. So I called him and I'm like, hey, can I borrow your puller? He's like, how far down is it? I said, it's a couple hundred feet. He's like, no. I'm like, you mean no? It's like, no. He's like, it's such a pain in the butt to like set up. He's like, don't bother. Just pull it by hand. He said, by the time you're done setting the puller up, you would have it out of your out of the casing. I was just like, what is the point of having this thing then?
Yeah, no shit.
That sounds awful. He goes, yeah, unless it's 500 feet down, we don't even pull it out of the closet. I was like,
Seriously.
500.
I would, yeah, 500. Yeah,
Wow.
I would sell it. I was like, well, I would sell that thing. What's the point of having that thing?
Yeah. How many are 500?
Oh my god.
Not a lot. Oh,
So,
maybe in your area.
I don't know.
But
Well, for us, yeah. I mean, it depends, right? Like it depends on the area, depends on the water, aquifers and stuff like that.
yeah.
There's a portion of my town where the wells are like 1,000, 1,500 feet deep.
Good God.
So I ain't pulling that one back.
Woof.
Say that much. That ain't happening.
Ugh.
So yeah, one of my friends is 500 feet and the thing goes dry. So if he's not careful, so yeah,
Wow.
it's yeah.
That's a bad well.
But hey, you know what? We well pump in, got it done in about 4 hours for mine anyway. So with a friend's help, he helped me pull it, wire it up. So yeah, it wasn't too bad. I mean, I'm lucky that I'm able to do these things.
Yeah.
My washing machine was like bouncing around like a crate. Like I thought it was gonna bounce out the back door. It was. I thought I was gonna break all the pipes around it. It was crazy. So I fixed that thing yesterday. But man, I say this to my wife all the time. Like, man, if I couldn't fix this stuff, we would be out of so much money.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
It's unreal.
pulling a well pump. You're probably on town water, right, Chris?
Yes, as a lifelong citizen of a city, these are the conversations on the show that I can't relate to
Yeah,
even a little bit.
yeah. That's and we made it specifically. We look for a house specifically so we would not be on town water. So yeah, so we knew this was an inevitable task, of course.
Yeah.
But
Right.
my friend had called to get a price for his pump, and they said, yeah, between 8 and 10 grand.
Whoa. Okay.
And I was like, oh my god. So I helped my friend with his pump, and I'll tell you what, he didn't spend anywhere near that. So
Right.
yeah, so it's one of those things that it's just I can't imagine. I mean, between the washing machine and the pump this week, we would be out a crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
Well, on my wish list for my home is Brendan, maybe you and I've talked about this. I want to get a whole home generator and a whole home water treatment system. I'd like to do both of those.
I need to find you a provider for the filters that I'm a dealer for.
Oh, okay.
Filters are really good, and they're made specifically for municipal water.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I don't have the money to do it right now.
Yeah.
My guess was those two projects combined probably 25,000.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
It depends on how big your generator would be. I would say your generator should be between 12 and 15.
That's what I figured.
And then the water filter, depending on how awful your water, you could be anywhere between 5 and 12 on that as well.
Yeah, I figured 8.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought. And because the other thing is the water's in the front and my garage is in the back, and that's probably where I have to put the system. So it's got to run all the way down the side of my house.
Yeah.
So even the install and to get the infrastructure there is expensive.
Well, no, the filter you just install wherever the water comes into the house, which you said is your. Yeah, I think we did talk about this. Now that we're talking about it again. Yeah.
But it's got the only place I can put it is in the garage.
Yeah.
So I got to save up my pennies.
It's a lot of pennies.
a lot of
Yes, it
pennies.
is. Mhm.
Fuck.
There's other things on the list too. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Like the generator thing is that's the prices up here, but I don't know.
I
don't know
think that's about what it is down here.
I don't know what the labor costs are down there either. So, yep.
It ain't cheap. Nothing's cheap in the city.
How's soccer
No,
going?
yeah, you eat it on labor every
Soccer?
time.
What?
Are you guys all done with soccer?
Oh yeah, soccer ended. They didn't make the playoffs.
Ah,
In fact, the last game of the season was a team that's not that great, and Liam was really confident they were going to win going into it, and they lost.
At least my kids always do that. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna just beat them," and I'm like,
every
Yeah.
time.
you might want to have a little bit of humility with this,
Yeah.
Yeah,
because if they kick your rear ends,
I think I don't know what Noah's going to do. He's not. He's plenty athletic, but he doesn't seem to like team sports. But I think Liam's probably going to play basketball here pretty soon.
Nice.
So I wish Noah would play because he's at least as athletic as Liam is, and maybe more. But he just doesn't. I don't know. I don't know if he doesn't like competing with Liam, or comparing himself to him. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah, we just started practice for basketball, and we're doing a 3-on-3 league first, and then we're starting the regular season.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
I can't tell you. There's I'm so happy my kids don't play basketball because they're at sport. I'm just not interested in it at all.
I don't give two shits about basketball, and
I hate it. And if my kids played it, I would still hate it. I would hate them for making me watch it.
No, I enjoy watching him play it. So that is at least.
I even right now. I hate your kids for playing it. That's how much I hate this sport.
I'll pass it along.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, hey, Brendan thinks you suck.
Who is that? Striker?
Yeah.
Oh, he'll just tell me to fuck off.
Yeah, no, yeah, he will have your ass. Like you will come away verbally eviscerated.
Yeah.
Like
I like watching my kids play basketball because it's indoors.
Yeah, that's nice. For the season, for the activity. Yeah, this one works out, and he gets a lot of playing time because I think there's only 6 or 7 kids on the team again. So, and I don't know. This 3-on-3 will be interesting. I'm kind of interested to see what that'll look like, but. Yeah, we run that, and then they do a tournament, and then they start the regular season. So, this goes for 3.5 months total. Basketball will. So, holy crap! Then we got wrestling will start up, and Taven for sure is doing that. I think Jarek's going to do it one more year. Probably won't do any meets, but I think he just wants to do something until next year. He can start basketball too. So, yeah.
I've been playing pickleball in the backyard with my kids.
Nice. That's
good. Classic.
I can tell you, I've not played a lot of pickleball. I cannot beat my 11 and 13-year-old anytime I want.
Oh no, it's ping pong on a tennis court.
Yeah, I mean they're actually good enough that I'm not guaranteed the win.
Yeah, I used to be pretty good at that back in my high school days.
Yeah.
Does pickleball go back that far?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we did it. I would take advanced PE both portions of the year, and it was
he said that.
basically just different games you can play. Like we do a week of floor hockey, a week of pickleball, a week of tennis, a week of basketball. Yeah. So that was just one of the weeks. So you get 2 doses
kind of
of that a year.
Actually.
It was fantastic. Well, as the football coach taught the class. So that was your optional physical education.
Our football coach was also the gym teacher.
Yeah.
Coach Santucci, man, he was funny.
Ours was Coach Danny Malone. I think he's down in your area now, Chris.
I just
really? Where specifically? Wait. Where is he?
You know?
I need to go.
Not off the top of my. He's from Texas. His wife was from here, and then when he retired, I think they went back to Texas. I don't know what part of Texas. I wanted to say the northern area. I can't remember for sure though.
Well, Texas is a very small state, so we probably.
Yeah, I know it's very small. I'm sure you've run into him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Brendan, how have we gotten this far into the show and you haven't brought up the New England Patriots?
I'm not a gloater.
Shit.
It's incredible how well they're doing.
Yeah, really solid.
Listen, it's one of those things that I don't celebrate because I'm worried.
If you do,
You're gonna take a big old dump.
yes.
Yeah,
That's exactly what happened to me
Yes.
because the Bears won 4 straight, and then they played the Lamar Jackson-less 1-5 Ravens and just got handed
Oh my god.
a fat fucking L. Just for no good reason.
Yeah, that's just embarrassing.
Well, I don't know. Like the Ravens all of a sudden remembered how to play football. It was unbelievable. It looked like they actually knew what they were doing.
Cooper Rush, the quarterback?
Was what?
Cooper Rush, the quarterback?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, pretty sure.
Not anymore. Is he still? Didn't they? Is he still playing backup for them?
He was, yeah.
Oh, was it not him?
I thought.
No, I don't think it was him.
No, Huntley.
Who is
Travis Huntley, Tyler Huntley. Huntley played for him this last week.
There you go.
Was it?
Yes, it definitely was.
Well, this says Cooper Rush signed a 2-year contract.
No way.
With the Ravens.
I mean, he may have, but Huntley played this last week.
Are you sure? Or did you ask AI?
No. No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because it lies.
Listen, I think the biggest news in football.
Yeah, it says Cooper Rush. But the Ravens have subsequently demoted Rush to quarterback 3 in the depth chart with Tyler Huntley. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Huntley came in part of the game. He definitely played.
Yeah, must have.
Yeah.
I couldn't watch a lot of it because it was fucking
no.
hard to stomach.
Against the Bears, Tony.
Yeah.
Tyler Huntley played. He was 7 for 22 for 186 yards.
7 for 22. What the fuck?
17.
They still won. They still won.
No, he was 17.
17 for 22.
I was gonna say that sounded there's like no way that's the
No, he had a 77% completion percentage.
Okay. I was saying because like no, that can't be right.
No, he had a QBR of almost 117, so he had a good game.
No, it was the rushing game that killed him. Like they couldn't stop anything. It just
no, he rushed for 53 yards. He was 6.6 carry. So yeah,
the rushing game as a whole, and that's what sucked. Like both first drives, the Bears like marched right down the field. It looked like 2 amazing drives, and then they get in the red zone and forgot what they were doing and had to settle for 3 both times. So yeah, it was not
well. I mean, the Patriots may be rising a little faster than the Bears at the moment, but
for sure.
I mean, if I was a Bears fan, I would be optimistic.
I think, I'm not giving up. I mean, it just,
I was gonna say
it was the right team at the right time to humble them. So
listen, if you watch the first quarter and the second quarter of the Patriots game against Cleveland, right, one of the worst teams in the league, and they got manhandled for the first.
Well, they still have a good defense.
Oh yeah. Garrett was getting to the quarterback by the end of the second quarter. They had 5 sacks.
Yeah.
So, it wasn't a gimme game until the third or fourth quarter, and they just ran them. But I think the biggest news for the NFL or the games that happened last weekend was that the Jets beat Cincinnati by a point.
Yeah. What the hell?
What was
that shouldn't have happened.
Right? 39-38. Like
I feel bad for Flacco. Like,
Cincinnati was killing it, and then all of a sudden, where did the Jets come from?
I don't know. I'm guessing the whole team decided not to come back out of the locker room.
Defense
after the half, and they just started bringing people in from the stands to play.
That's what I was going to say.
I picked up the Cincinnati defense for my fantasy league because, of course, you would pick them against the Jets.
Yeah.
Well, Well, guess what? They got -4. Thanks a lot, Cincinnati. So,
well, speaking of fantasy football, I was negative, or I was 15% to win, and then I was 83% to win, and I had almost 120 points. My opponent had like 98 points, and she was projected to get to 112.
Oh,
So I was going to win comfortably by 7 points, except she had Travis Kelce on her team.
mm.
And Travis Kelce went off for 19, and she beat me by like 8.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yes.
Ouch.
So
I
instead of
had one
getting
of my best weeks, and
nice.
I still lost. Yeah, it pisses me off too because I had fucking Devontae London still in on my. I apparently when I set my roster Thursday, he was still set to play and then did not play. So I forewent like 20 some points because the guy I would have had to play in his place had like 20 some points on the bench. So yeah, and that would have been at least 5 or 6 points enough to beat the person I played. So yeah, my losing streak. I'm like 2-6 on the year now. Strikers team is 6-1 and has no signs of slowing down. So yeah, and I think he's got me this week. I'm like, well, that's an easy win. Enjoy it.
My son's girlfriend is 7-0 in our league.
Jeez, really?
Yep,
Oh,
she's killing it.
I'm sure it's
Man.
because she's a
Well, I
fantasy
think
football genius.
clearly a savant. Yeah.
I talked to her dad. She doesn't pay attention to football, so
Yeah.
Of course not.
he's
Of
been
course
helping. He's been helping out.
That makes more sense.
He says, why do you keep picking up our scraps? I'm like, because it's better than the stuff I have.
Scraps are better than my main cores.
Dude, McCaffrey did squat this. I have McCaffrey. He didn't do anything. Like I got routed this week by like 30 points, and it's just because people, like, everyone who was scoring for me got no points. No
Well,
points. And then
I have Quentin Johnston on my team, who's the wide receiver for the Chargers.
Oh, okay.
And he was 100% healthy. He did start.
Yep.
He was injured 2 or 3 weeks ago, but then he came back last week
Mhm.
and had a few catches, including a touchdown. And then, now remember, I only lost by 7. Okay. And then this past week, the one where I just lost, this happened. It was tweeted about by a guy named Laquan Jones, who tweeted, Quentin Johnston is the first Chargers receiver in the Justin Herbert era to generate 0 targets running 20 plus routes in a game.
Oh my God.
So I had a 100% healthy receiver that played the entire game and got 0 points.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
0 targets? That's crazy.
0. They didn't 0 targets. So
That's-
he didn't even throw in his direction.
No. Wasn't even looking his way.
Yeah. Mm-mm. No, I got 0. It's not like he got hurt in the first quarter. Then he'd be like, that's shitty luck. No, he was in the game the entire time. Played 20 plus plays. Yep. 0. How many
That's
times do you have a
worse.
healthy
I think
player?
that's worse.
And it's not like it's not even like he's like their wide receiver 3. I think he's like maybe their second 1 or 2 wide receiver on the roster.
Yeah.
He got 0 points. 0.
I have Allen, and every week I play him, he gets like 4 points. Every week I put him on my bench, he gets like 25.
That's my story with Ashton Genty.
Yeah, crazy.
Well, he's kind of handcuffed to a horrible team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I took him with my number 1 draft pick.
I don't know if I'd have gone number 1, but God, yeah, he should be. I mean, he's doing his best.
Yeah.
He's very talented.
Yes, he is. Yep.
He's just
occasionally.
Yeah,
Unless Chris plays him.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And poor Cam Scatabo.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was brutal. Ugh.
He was playing really
I was
well.
a big fan of him. Yeah, I thought we were gonna have him in Chicago. Like we were like 2 picks away. Yeah.
Okay.
And the Giants like came out of nowhere and picked a running back, even though they didn't. That wasn't what they were saying they needed at the time, and they stole him. I was like, oh, it was going to work out so well, and I was very upset. And then he started doing awesome things. I'm like, yeah, that could have been. Could have
Track.
been.
That tracks right there.
He'd look really good with the C on his helmet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You guys aren't doing too bad at. I mean, Swift is having a good season.
Yeah, he is. No, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not going to complain. Just less field goals, more touchy downs, please.
Yeah.
The kids call them tutties now.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, tutties.
Yeah.
I've caught myself saying that too. Now.
My son said that to me, and I said, "I'm sorry. What did you just say?"
Yeah,
tutties. Tutties.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
It's
I don't know what you're saying. What are you saying to me right now? And he's like, touchdowns. And I'm like, say touchdowns. I'm like, say touchdowns.
We don't have time for that.
Say tutties. That doesn't sound right.
No, I like it.
As long as you're not saying 6-7, it's fine.
What does that mean?
Nobody knows. Nobody actually knows.
We should
Is that true?
Should ask it anything.
Yeah, I probably do.
And you're going to get no answer because there's no answer.
But it had to originate somewhere. Where did this start? Where did this come from? Like, my kids are saying it too.
I did
a TikTok of this kid in a crowd at a high school basketball game, and he says it and then does the hand thing, and it just blew up from there because it's like a YouTube short is the way I'm understanding. So it has no real meaning. The best I could get was it's the new way to say whatever.
Yeah, and it's the same generation that loves Skippity Toilet. So
yes.
I don't, I just take everything.
They're not smart.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
But yeah, so it is.
Skibbity bum bum bum. Yes, yes. Skibbity dum dum wee wee.
So I did look it up at one point, and they said there's multiple meanings to it, and one of them is height, one of them is whatever, and then there was another one, and I don't remember what it was because it sounded.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not for kids. That's like not even like kids wouldn't even acknowledge that. It was weird, and my kids were saying it, and my wife asked them, "What does that mean?" They're like, they had no idea.
No idea.
No idea. They're just
the same.
like,
I was in the car with my children, and I think Liam said it. He's sitting right next to me in the passenger seat. I was like, stop.
What does that mean?
Like you said that. I haven't asked you yet.
You now.
What is the deal? What's the deal with 6-7? And both both the boys were like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Everyone just says it.
They do, and that's what it is. Like I picked up Striker from basketball practice tonight. I was there like 15 minutes early, and his buddy, his parents are the coaches actually, and his buddy's standing there guarding one of the kids while they're practicing, and he's doing like this move, like not intentionally, but he's doing that with his hands, and his mom like stops. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you doing 6-7? What is that? Stop doing that and do this. And then as soon as she said that, they all laugh and they all start doing it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh God. And
you know what? I don't mind because every generation has their thing.
Yep.
Well, their thing sucks, and I'm gonna be okay with being the old grump on this one.
We just make fun of it relentlessly, and then we're good to go. Yeah.
No, if we all start using it, they will stop. Like
that's a fact.
That is what it takes.
Yep.
I saw a meme where it's like a mom and a dad wearing just
I sent it to you.
Yeah, was that yours? Yeah. The 6-7. Yes, that's like, oh my God, that's perfect. We all have to do it.
Yeah,
do our part.
Yeah, it's Halloween. They're Halloween costumes. The mom had the dad had a 7. They're like, what?
Oh my God,
I've already shared with you guys the incredibly offensive joke that Noah shared with me.
Maybe.
Okay, I think I did. No, I think I did. I think I put it in the chat.
Okay. Oh yeah. You did. The Christmas joke.
Yeah.
Which I 2 things. 1, yes, it's offensive. 2, I thought it was very funny.
It is funny.
So
it's only offensive if you have no sense of humor.
Listen, if he tells it, I was gonna say, if you tell it to a dad, they'll laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm a dad, and I thought it was funny. But it's also one of those things where he tells the joke, and you're like, "Damn it, what's the right way to react to this?"
Yeah.
There's no right way. It's wrong. That's the humor.
You realize why that's funny and wrong at the same time.
Yeah.
Like,
That's why it's funny.
You asked that question. Yeah.
No, it's
I'll
a brilliant
tell my
joke.
wife and I'll see what she says. Yeah.
Well, you might as well tell it, Chris.
Oh, okay.
You're just
So the joke, of
alluding
course,
to it.
is why do Chinese kids not believe in Santa Claus? And the answer is because they're the ones making the toys,
Yeah.
which I think is a brilliant joke. That's a really, it's a very
funny 'cause
clever,
it's
funny
true.
joke.
Yeah. It is.
Yeah, I mean, just let it sit with you for a second, and it's really smart and funny. It's a funny joke.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now,
And then
of course,
I
Noah's not
responded
the-
with a video that was way more offensive.
Correct. Now, of course, Noah's not the one that made up the joke, and of course, I said, "Where did you hear that?" And he muttered something about it. He saw it on a meme somewhere. I'm like, "That's fine, good enough."
Sure.
And he's like,
I'm just holding.
I don't know, a meme, 6'7". I don't know.
And they went, "Ooh."
I'm just
I was like,
holding
"Okay,
a friend. Yeah.
yeah." No, I think that's a great joke.
And it is. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've heard that too.
Well,
I never heard it before, so
Oh, really? Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Speaking of jokes, gentlemen, do you listen to the Jimmy Dore show? Either one of you?
No.
Not regularly, no. I catch some clips though.
Okay. Well, I got a clip for you.
Oh,
This is dad worthy right here. So I listened to it. I was like, oh God, I got to clip this. So here we go.
Hey, this is Jimmy. Who's this?
Hey, what's up, dude? It's JD Van.
Oh, Mr. Vice President, how are you?
I'm sorry, Jimmy, you're going to have to speak up a little. It's kind of noisy around here.
Okay, got it. What's all the noise?
We're having some renovations done across the street at the White House. The crews are busy at work and making one heck of a racket.
I said this. Is this a preparation for Donald Trump's new White House ballroom?
Yeah, we're all really excited about it, and everyone agrees it's a really good idea. How the White House has managed 2.25 centuries without a giant, gaudy, dedicated ballroom, but that is about to end.
And what would be the purpose of this ballroom?
Place to hold balls, I guess. I suppose in the past they've always tried to hold balls in other parts of the White House, but those places were simply insufficient to hold balls.
Is this what the American people really want, though? This president completely overhauling the White House in this sort of fancy gold leaf wealth flaunting way during a government shutdown, no less?
Jimmy, every president ever has added their changes to the White House. This is nothing new. And yes, it's no secret that President Trump's personal taste, shall we say, skew rococo.
I'm sorry, skew.
Rococo.
What does that mean?
It means that even though Donald Trump is rich, his idea of wealth is no different from that of an emotionally neglected third grader who finds a $20 on the ground.
I see.
I don't know. I found that for those of you who have never listened to Jimmy Dore before, he is hilarious. At the beginning of the show, sometimes there's a guy who does voices that will call up as different people, and they do a comedy skit. Which Jimmy Dore is originally a comedian and not a political analyst.
Yeah,
political. I shouldn't even say analyst. Pundit. Yeah. So, but I just thought that was freaking hilarious because also JD Vance was in Israel and he had a speech where someone asked him a question. He had a presser where someone asked him a question, and it sounded exactly like the comedian that was just doing his voice. He's like, "Oh, that's really weird," and I wanted to clip that one too, just so you could get the comparison. I was like, "Oh my God, that's really good, actually." So, I don't know, but that made me laugh. I think, of course, because I'm a child, and that's
Well, I missed a great opportunity for a better joke in the middle of that, where he said, "I don't know. We've always just tried to hold balls in other rooms." Like, yeah, the Oval Office,
yeah, of course,
obviously.
obviously.
No, I agree. That was very funny.
Yeah.
Actually.
Thank you. I thought
Also, I think it's ridiculous that, of course, I'm not surprised, but it's a little bit ridiculous that, Trump's whatever, critics are losing their minds over this. Like, who
Oh,
cares?
yeah,
Who cares?
it's
Just like, is it a slow news day? Like, I actually, there's this. So for the first time now, Brendan, actually, maybe Tony too. Maybe this has happened to you a bunch of times, but I don't post political things on Facebook. It's pretty rare for me to engage in a political thread or respond to somebody's political post, but they just caught me on the wrong day. And this guy that I've known since he was in high school, I did Young Life for a lot of years, and I met him when he was in high school. So I've known him for, I don't know, 20 years, 25 years. Post some stupid thing about the ballroom, and I'm like, but the problem with it is that everything on its face, every bit of what he posted was just factually wrong.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to engage him on the facts. Like, I don't care if you like Trump, I could take or leave him, but if you're going to post something in critique of Trump, just come with facts. Come with facts. So Brendan, I knew you're like this. So I challenged him on the face of the facts. And he kept coming at me with basically just emotional and
argument.
I just kept pushing him on the facts until he unfriended me on Facebook. because then one of his buddies, who this is actually the second thread that I've engaged this one guy on, so it's really my fault. But so the same guy that engaged, so I this is the second post of his that I'd commented on. The other one was just as stupid. And again, I just wanted him to defend the facts on the face of it. And by the way, if he comes at me with facts in response and his facts are outdo my facts, okay, great. Then I'll say, yep, you got me. You brought me around on the face of it. So the same, and then his buddy piped in again on this thread too. So I engaged him on facts, and then eventually, but that's the first time anybody's unfriended me on Facebook after a political conversation.
And Chris will change his mind. I've had multiple discussions with Chris where we go back
on Facebook. Yeah.
Well,
I think the topic that's most famous between you and I, Brendan, is Israel. And so I'll just speak briefly to that. I am very open-minded. I want to hear other people's perspectives, and I'm the thing that I'll challenge anybody on is, one, I want it to be factual, and two, I want your sources to be reliable. If you can prove to me that your sources are reliable and your facts are true, you will bring me around. You will, even if I feel very strongly about something. And so I feel differently about Israel and Bibi Netanyahu and that whole situation from the conversations that we've had, because you've done that. You've brought credible sources and actual facts, and I've considered them. And I'm not saying I've come all the way around to your side. I still listen to lots of people talk about it as it's an ongoing topic. But I'm open to be. And the other thing is Glenn Greenwald made a comment in a longer interview that I heard with him, and I love Glenn Greenwald. He's great. Speaking of facts and stuff, like, that guy comes with the facts and he knows his stuff. So he's a great source and he's factual. And he made one comment that fundamentally changed a very important aspect of the Israel conversation for me. Because, and I'll just tell you what it is. So I'm sorry for this tangent, but here we are. But one of the aspects here is that people say, hey, I support Israel, the state of Israel, because of my religious beliefs. As a matter of fact, Ted Cruz is famous for taking this position. And, whatever, forget about what you think about Ted Cruz. But Tucker Carlson took him to task on this very point. And Glenn Greenwald, who's a very, very smart guy, made a comment that completely changed how I feel about that, because I thought that was a decent point. I'm a Christian. I'm biblically knowledgeable. I know a little bit about the history of the Middle East through a biblical lens, so I can speak to that on some level. Not an expert by any means, but I'm familiar with it. But But Glenn Greenwald said, and this is a point that you will very much agree with, Brendan. He said, listen, you can, the Jewish, how did he say it? I won't be able to say it as well as he does because he's very good. But he said something like, the state of Israel, the government of Israel is just a secular state like any other country. It's just like France or Germany or Iran or the United States. It's just a secular government like any other government on planet Earth. So you support if you're in support of the Jewish people or the fact that the Jewish people deserve to have the state of Israel, if it's valid for them to exist, that's fine. That's a separate point from supporting the state of Israel, which is just a secular government. And I was like, you know what? That was it. That's the thing that's been rattling around in my brain that I couldn't articulate all of these years, because I'm like, Benjamin Netanyahu seems like a shady character to me, but I can't seem to articulate in my head the distinction between how I feel about the entire context of that whole situation.
Oh yeah, this is the same thing as saying like, oh, I support the soldiers, but I don't support our government. It's this kind of same type of thing.
Yes.
Is like,
yes.
Yeah, I understand that's why someone would sign up for the military and serve their country. But then when you look at the government sending these people off to ridiculous
basically
war,
to die.
to die for no reason, like in Venezuela, which apparently they're about to fucking do, the fucking dumbasses. But like yeah, you can be like, oh yeah, I support the military, but I don't. Well, I support the Jewish people, but no, their government are a bunch of fucking lying pieces of shit. Yes, of course, that is exactly correct. Yes. So yeah, Glenn Greenwald obviously can say that way better than I can. He's fantastic, and although I have a tough time listening to his podcast sometimes, he's very verbose. So like I kind of fast forward through some of it because he just does not stop.
Glenn is one of those guys that I really like and respect. I do not listen to his I have a list of people that I really like them, but I don't listen to their show. I listen to them when they're a guest on a show that I listen to more frequently, because then you just get them once in a while and you don't get them for 3 hours. You get them for 50 minutes. And that's you get enough. But I mean, Glenn's one of my favorites. And like I said, he fundamentally changed the way, because he helped me make a distinction in my own mind about how I should think about that whole situation.
It's great. Yeah.
So to your point, yes, I'm extremely open-minded. My mind can be changed, but you better come with reliable sources and facts. Otherwise, I will shut you down. If you come at me with just emotion and your TDS and all this other bullshit, I'm not going to listen to you. We're not going to have that conversation. I want facts. I want facts, and I want truth, and I want reliable sources. That's it. And if you have those things, I will listen to your position on anything, and you have a great chance of changing my mind. I don't think there's a lot of people out there that are like that, but I'm willing to change my mind. I want you to challenge my thinking. I think that's interesting. I think it makes for good conversation, and it helps me see the world in a more accurate way. So bring it.
I'm guessing on here, but I'm saying that that's probably a single-digit percentage of the population that would actually change their mind.
Oh, for sure, especially in today's world. 100%.
What I'm hearing, Chris, is you're a fascist and a racist.
Yeah.
And anti-Semitic.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm indiscriminate about who I hate. I pretty much hate everyone except for myself.
I mean, wait. As far as the ballroom goes, I don't care about the ballroom. However, the optics of it are really bad. I think the optics of it are really bad. Because I think a lot of people in the country are struggling. And
but that's always the case. There's a lot of people struggling all the time everywhere. So that doesn't. No, okay. That's not. Like I've heard people make that argument. That's not an argument, because people in the United States and around the world are always struggling. There's never a time when we're not struggling. When's the time when we're all doing freaking awesome and we'd feel really great about Trump building a ballroom in the East Wing?
Okay. Let me finish here. Now, yes, there's people struggling in the United States. There's always people struggling, but in the same respect, they don't need a fucking ballroom. And I am not a person that's for government largesse. This is government largesse. This is ridiculous. He doesn't need a fucking ballroom. Honestly, I don't care. I don't care if the White House is a $1 bedroom or a fucking studio, fucking apartment. I don't care. I don't give a shit. I don't care if it's a mansion with a ballroom or I just don't care. But I just don't think at this point, optics of it is just ridiculous, especially after the big beautiful bill. He's adding to the debt and deficit. I just it looks bad. I don't
Even
like
if it's, well, first of all, you're never going to get me on arguing about optics. I don't care about optics. I almost never care about optics. But it doesn't make a difference to you that it's privately funded.
Again, yeah, I don't care. I don't again, I really don't care about the ballroom. It doesn't give a shit to me. I'm just saying the optics don't really look very good, but I really don't care.
If he was using taxpayer money,
oh, I would definitely
then I would care
be
about
bad.
the optics.
Well, and then I care because at first, because when I heard, are you kidding me? You're building a $200 to $300 million ballroom. And then someone said, but it's privately funded. I was like, oh, okay, well now who cares? Who cares? And then another guy that I like on Facebook, I've known him for a long time, but he's a lefty. He goes, oh, sure. Everyone's making the argument that it's privately funded. He's just getting bribed. I was like, okay. So a couple things on that. One,
yeah.
Introduce me to a politician that's never been bribed. There's not one of those.
Yeah, good luck.
They've all been bribed. And they just don't call it bribe. They call it campaign donations and they call it lobbying.
Lobbying.
They don't call it bribes. And then, by the way, okay, I'll just go with you. Let's say he's being bribed. Who is he being bribed by and to what end? And of course, they've been very public about it. So apparently it's a bunch of the tech companies that are donating a bunch of stuff. And then Trump's throwing in his own money. And then he's also throwing in the money that he's getting because he keeps suing people and winning. So he's throwing that money in. And so I'm like, okay, fine. So let's just say there's a list of half a dozen of the major tech companies that are all throwing in on this. And let's just call it a bribe. To what end? To what end? And do you know how many administrations and for how many years, probably the last 20 to 25 years, these tech companies have been getting preferential treatment by all administrations? So what's new? What's to what end? Like what? Okay, so what?
He's going to use it as a tax write-off more than likely. But the other thing that's hilarious is that isn't this exactly like what Bernie Sanders and AOC would want? Like the millionaires and the billionaires are paying for it.
There's that too.
What the fuck more do you like? Literally, that's what you've been bitching about this whole time.
That's
now
also
we're not argument. The millions and billions of fucking monies. Yeah, no, come on. This is exactly what they want. You got to have it both ways. So I don't care. I don't give a fuck. Obama made a basketball court out of a tennis court. Oh no, the bastard. Who gives a shit? It's a politician living in the most ridiculous building in the goddamn country, and we're supposed to care. We don't care. Did Joe Biden do this? No, because Joe Biden didn't need to come out of his closet. Well, they had him hooked up the feeding tubes in.
Apparently they've been trying to add a ballroom to the White House for like the last 100 to 150 years. Like,
well, there you go.
Like literally,
why would it take this long though? That makes no sense.
So to me, I'm like, okay,
the ballroom is fucking stupid. This is
of course it's stupid.
This is fucking. It's so stupid. It is.
Okay, I'll tell you.
I don't, but it's really stupid. I just don't get it.
I don't disagree with you, really. I mean, you can argue with me that that's completely stupid, and what's the point? And you can also argue, let them build their dumb ballroom. I'll agree with either one of those points. And I guess, okay. So the project that I object to more than the ballroom is the $1.2 billion renovation to the Fed.
Yeah. Well, because the Fed shouldn't exist. Yeah.
Exactly. And so people say, yeah, but that's not taxpayer money either. I was like, yeah, right.
Okay.
And I did a little research on how they're funding that. And it's true. I mean, it comes through legitimate funding through the revenue that the Fed gets from the way the Fed operates. But I'm with you, Brendan. How about this? How about we shut down the Fed and save the $1.5 billion?
Yeah.
All for it.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Like this is just renovations. They're basically spending on renovations what you could build an NFL football stadium for. Yeah. That's just renovations. They're not building a new building for the Fed. These are renos. Over $1 billion.
Well, they're busy sending $40 billion to Argentina, so
I was
I
going to ask
guarantee you,
about that.
Chicago is what, largely Democrat, right? I mean, I don't think that's any secret, but I don't think they're going to be bitching too much when they build a $4 billion stadium for the Bears. But that's all privately funded. Oh wait, no, that's taxpayer money. But
That's
no,
right.
that'll be totally fine. But yeah, no, let's
Right.
definitely
Right.
definitely get in a tizzy about Trump building a ballroom.
Listen, I mean, again, the optics. I know Chris doesn't like optics, but this is like the have and the have-nots because they're going to have a ball, right? Like once this thing is done.
I know,
Of course.
but Brendan, we already know that the members of the government are the haves, and we're all the have-nots because they rob from us every day. So like
Yeah.
even that's not
No,
new.
this is like them shoving dog shit in our face, like saying, "Like, oh, yeah, look at what we get to have balls." Like I think that
They're going to have events regardless. I
Yeah,
mean,
they used to have them in tents, so now they have them in a room.
yeah,
now.
that's just the fucking tent courtyard.
yeah, and they still sucked when they did them intense. I'm just saying, like, it's not. I'm just saying this is not any better than the tent.
No, it's not any better. Of course, it's not better. It's never going to be like they're going to. The building is always going to constantly be. It's getting older and older and older as we get into more and more presidencies. So eventually, renovations are going to have to continue and get more and more upscaled, just out of necessity alone. But depending on who's in there, it's going to be, well, did we really need to do this? How can we spin this narrative? Because that's all it
Is
really
there a
matters.
project,
Necessity
Brendan, that
is
they would
up-
do at the White House that you wouldn't object to?
necessity is updating a bathroom. That's a necessity. Putting
I
on
disagree, because if Donald Trump put a 24K gold toilet in, I think we'd have a problem with it.
But you don't think being able to hold large events with dignitaries and related guests is part of the way they operate?
what?
I said you don't think that having a facility where you can host events for dignitaries and related guests is just kind of part of what they do?
They don't have a conference room?
A conference room. Like I just
How
don't.
can they wear a Met Gala dress in a conference room?
I just don't care. Like it just doesn't.
Care. Like I don't care. I don't care if they meet someone in the I don't know, the Lincoln bedroom. I just don't give a shit. Like I don't think this is that important. I don't think the
It's
president is that important. I don't think the government is that important. So like you're not going to convince me that they need a fucking ballroom. I'm saying if you're saying something is a necessity, well, it's because you have to take a dump in it or the kitchen's not working anymore. Like that's a necessity for me. But
Fair.
that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just
But
saying.
to me, this just goes on the list of which all three of us agree, which is like 95% of what the federal government does is not a necessity. So to add a ballroom to that list just doesn't move the needle for me. It's just another day. It's just another day at the federal government.
Agreed. Yes. I don't think we're saying anything.
No, I don't think I don't think anybody here is like, this is fucking awesome. I'm so stoked for this, because nobody gives a shit. But I guess my not giving a fuck about this or having a problem with this is because at least them wasting money on this is they're being transparent about this one.
That's a good point. I agree with that.
They're wasting trillions of dollars on other shit that they don't tell us about. So I mean, at least they're being honest about a portion of it, a fraction of it. I guess
that's fair.
So I guess it doesn't bother me, because if I let everything they did bother me all the time, like, oh man, that would really suck.
They're being transparent about the private money that they're spending.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the hilarious part. That's the most hilarious part. It's privately funded. Oh,
okay, so Brendan, you made reference to something, and I definitely want your opinion on this.
Okay.
The U.S. federal government kind of bailing out Malay.
Well, technically, they bailed out Malay's investors because
I mean, whatever.
Well, no. It matters because who invested in Argentinian debt?
Well, I guess here's the question that I'm putting to you.
Well, Scott Besson's friends. That's who did it. So there you go.
Okay, but that's not the part of it that I'm curious about.
Okay.
that's all. I won't even argue any of those points, and I don't have an opinion about it. The point that I want to hear from you on is the way that they're framing this is that if we didn't step in the way that we did, then he would have lost some critical elections that just occurred, and everything that he'd accomplished was going to come to a screeching halt and could be reversed. And so, how do you feel about that?
I don't know anything about Argentina.
Yes, you do. You know that's the great libertarian experiment that we're all getting to unfold in real time.
No,
Really?
No, I literally don't. I mean, I know that he got elected and he was hacking government jobs and stuff, but other than that, like I haven't been paying attention to Argentina.
Okay, well that's really fascinating because what he's been doing down in, I don't know when he got elected. I don't know, a year or two ago. Maybe
Yeah.
Tony, but anyway, that's the closest that we've seen on planet Earth of the libertarian experiment actually being played out in a strong libertarian way. So the entire libertarian community, I mean, especially in the United States, but around the world, has been closely watching him and his success, because this is libertarianism put to the test in the most real and pure way ever.
Yeah,
and so
I honestly don't know. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, because that's the point of. So I was curious to ask you, because what they're saying, and I have no reason to believe it's not true, is that if we didn't step in, then it would have he wouldn't have gotten to follow. It's not unlike kind of Donald Trump. We've got the midterms coming up, next year, and almost everything Donald Trump has done is all by executive order. And if you don't legislate it, then there's no permanence to it. And Milei was in the exact same situation. I don't think they call it executive order. They call it something very similar, but almost all of the sweeping stuff that he did, and he didn't, like, he really slashed government. Like there's something like 27 federal government departments, and he slashed like 17 of them or something. Like he slashed the government like 70%. Like he really did what we all want us to do here. And all of that would have come to a screeching halt and been reversed.
Okay, so one, I don't trust our government to tell us what is what and what is true. So one.
All right.
Two, if your economy is a shitstorm, which ours is and Argentina's was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's going to take time to correct it.
Right.
And if you're going to go from crony capitalism or socialism to libertarian utopia, which I'm not saying it is actually utopia. I'm just saying libertarian. I don't even know how to phrase it properly, but
I get it.
But
I understand what you're saying.
Assumptions, right? Like you're assuming that everything's going to be one hunky dory. It's going to take time, and is a year and a half enough time to make a correction? I don't know.
No, it's definitely not. I'll answer that question. It's not.
Okay, so it's definitely not. So, like, yeah. So I would say, like, right now, if we're in a crony capitalist, almost even maybe I would say like a third socialist society in the United States, depending on what sector you look at. I mean, if we were to correct that, we were to cut everything. Oh my God, the depression that we would go into. It would be chaos. It would be absolute chaos. Our economy.
That's why Argentina is an interesting case study to pay attention to, because that's what's happening.
Yes, and our economy would tank.
Correct.
I'm sure their economy tanked.
Yes.
So I guess the question is do I think that they needed government intervention to fix it? No, that's exactly opposite of what a true free market society needs. You do not need in a free market. You don't need that correction.
I know. I understand what you're saying, but you're not doing this experiment in a vacuum. You're doing it in a political environment. And what I'm saying is that they're saying that if we didn't step in the way that we did, then he would have lost the elections that just happened, because people aren't willing to fight through the pain. And all of the progress that he had made would have been halted and probably reversed. So you wouldn't have gotten to play out the experiment. because we operate in a political environment, not in a test tube.
I don't believe that our government wants a libertarian administration to succeed. Let me put it that way. I think
Well,
to
there
bail
is
out.
an
Yeah,
alliance.
you wouldn't think
No.
they do.
I think they did it to bail out their friends. Honestly, I
Mm.
did because a bunch of
I was
rich,
say, where's the incentive to
bunch
do
of-
it then?
a bunch of rich people in the United States bought a whole bunch of Argentinian debt, and
Yeah.
instead of it going back up, it's continued to skyrocket down because what happens in a correction, it skyrockets down. And so they didn't buy at the bottom, they bought midway, and now they're screwed. And they asked their friends who are in charge at the moment for a bailout. And I think that's truly what happened. And I from the podcast that I've listened to, that's what they've said, and that sounds reasonable to me. I don't. Other than that, I honestly, we shouldn't be giving anyone a bailout. We're 38 trillion debt. So
Where's our bailout?
where's our bailout?
Wait, hang on a second. I thought you said you didn't know what was going on in Argentina.
No, I don't know what is going on in Argentina. I'm saying that the government giving the money to Argentina was to bail out their friends.
I know, but when I first introduced the topic,
No, I told you in the beginning. That's what I've heard. That's the only thing I've heard.
okay. Well,
Other than that,
guess-
I don't know what's been happening from when Malay has been put into power and to now. Other than the fact that we just got bailed out for 40 billion. They just got bailed out for 40 billion, and I'm pretty sure it's a buyout. It's not a bailout.
Well, I'm not saying that what you're saying isn't true or couldn't be true. It certainly could be. What also could be the case is that you could have aligned interests. In other words, Malay is a very Trumpian type character in a way, right? And
Okay.
so for Trump or for Malay to be successful in a way validates what Trump is trying to accomplish in his own way.
Nah, I don't agree.
Why?
Because he's not doing anything that Malay's doing, like nothing. He is like anti-libertarian. He is like ballooning the debt, ballooning the deficit, starting wars. Like he's doing completely opposite of what Argentina's doing. Completely opposite.
I wouldn't say it's completely opposite. I understand your point.
Completely opposite.
I don't think it's completely opposite. I think you have a misunderstanding of it.
How many federal jobs has he cut? He's ballooned the military budget.
Okay.
Anyone he's cut anywhere else.
I'll just be honest. I don't have the energy for this part of the conversation. because he's actually done a lot of things that you should be happy about and support, but instead you just argue about it. So I don't have
What?
He's done lots of things that you would support and agree with.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Okay.
But then I can't disagree with the other shit that he's done.
Well, no, but I'm saying I wouldn't characterize it as him doing the opposite of what Malay is doing. I don't think that's an accurate way of characterizing it.
Okay. I don't know. Yeah.
I think you're characterizing it in an extreme way, and I don't think that's entirely true.
Okay.
I love the impasse.
Well, I mean, what has he done similar to Malay? I mean, didn't Malay cut like, I don't know, you said he cut a bunch of the workforce, the federal workforce.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How much?
That's the other reason why I can't go any further, because I don't have a very good grasp of the facts well enough to even make an argument. It's all surface level understanding of it. Yes. I don't know what the environment is in Argentina that allowed Malay to do the things to the extreme that he's done it, but I would say that there's similarities. I mean, Trump's obviously operating in a different environment than Milei is. And the United States is a much bigger, more complicated country than Argentina. And we have a homogenous, or we have a, he's got a homogenous population. I think his government structure is not as complicated. He certainly had resistance, but not, I don't think, on the level that Trump has. It's just you can't exactly compare them one to one. I think there are some similarities to things that Trump is, and also Milei's been in office longer than Trump has. I mean, we had this conversation, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, where I would give Trump an incomplete because he's only been in office for 10 months.
Yeah, I know. You keep making excuses for him. It's cool.
There's no excuses. I don't like everything either. I'm not a Donald Trump apologist. I'm not defending everything he's done or hasn't done.
Well, every time I disagree with him, you're like, no, you're not. No, you're just like.
That's because you characterize it in extremes.
Well, he's definitely not a libertarian. Like,
I've never claimed Donald Trump as a libertarian.
You're classifying Milei as a libertarian. I'm saying that they're opposite.
They're not opposite. I'm saying there's some. Yes, yeah. Listen, Milei is a hardcore libertarian, no doubt about it. That's how anybody would describe him.
Yes.
I've never described Trump as no one's ever described Trump as a hardcore libertarian. The only thing I've said is that there's similarities between the two. I've made a very mild statement saying there's similarities between the two. And you're saying he's the opposite. He's not the opposite. He's not the opposite of Javier Milei. That's not an accurate statement. There are similarities between the two men.
You can still be similar in certain areas and be opposite, because he's ballooning the debt. He's ballooning the deficit. He is constantly he's spending money like it's going out of style. I mean, he ballooned ICE's budget. He ballooned the military budget. He promised to stop these multiple wars, which he hasn't.
You're kidding me, right?
Why am I kidding you?
What do you think he's trying to accomplish in the wars that you're saying he hasn't stopped? Would you say that he's trying to perpetuate, like his goal is to perpetuate them, or are you saying his goal is to try to end them? What do you think his goal is?
I have no idea what his goal is.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You're being stubborn. What do you think his goal is?
I'm not. He claims to want to stop them, but then he keeps funding them.
Okay, so you and I have had this conversation before. So what would you do differently than what he's doing regarding the Ukraine-Russian war?
Funding the wars. Yes, I would stop funding the wars. Same answer as before.
But would that end the war? Because we're talking about ending the war. Would that end the war?
It would.
And how so?
Because they wouldn't be able to continue fighting it.
No. Okay, so what you're saying, because what would happen then is Russia would overrun Ukraine, right?
Sure.
Okay, so if you're okay with that outcome, then I guess that's what the only thing you object to in that conflict is U.S. funding, right? Like, you don't care what the outcome is.
Yeah, I don't really care.
Okay, well, I mean, that's one position, but there's a lot of people that don't agree with that position. They don't think that Russia should overrun another sovereign country.
Yeah, but we also shouldn't install our puppet dictators in those countries either.
I know, but so what you're saying is your position is you don't care if Russia. I agree with you. I agree. That's a point we agree on. Okay. So what I'm saying is you don't care if Russia completely overruns Ukraine.
No.
Okay. Well, then that's just a point of disagreement, which is fine. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think it's a good thing for Russia to overrun Ukraine.
Why are they doing it? They're doing it because we installed our puppet dictator. This is not. It's not like they just did it for funsies.
I know that's a much bigger conversation. Like I said, I've got limited interest in that whole topic. But okay, so let's shift our focus. So what do you think? What do you think Trump
shift our focus, because we haven't finished the Milei whole that whole thing. I mean, the fact of the matter is, yes, I called Donald Trump a complete opposite to Javier Milei. And maybe I'm being hyperbolic when I say complete opposite.
That's okay. Great. Stop right there. That's my point. That was my only objection to what you said. That's it. We can agree on almost everything else. I'm just saying you're talking in extreme. You're being hyperbolic. That's not a true statement. Remember, if we're in an argument on a topic, I'm gonna push back on you when you're not speaking truthful or factually. So if you make a statement like that, I'm going to have a problem with
fuck
that.
you. I don't want you to agree with me that. So moving on.
I'm just saying that's where I really push back on somebody that I'm debating with, is that if you start saying ridiculous things, I'm going to say just stop. Don't say that, because that's just not true. So don't say that Donald Trump is the exact opposite of Javier Milei. That's not a
Okay, he's not exact opposite, but he's nowhere near libertarian, and he's nowhere near libertarian.
I've already agreed with you on that.
Yes. Okay.
What are the comparisons we're making? What did you say they were?
Regarding what?
Yeah, you're gonna have to
Milei to Trump.
Well, I mean,
I don't. There's not very many similarities. I
didn't say there were many. I said there were some. I said there were some similarities between the two men.
I think I'm closer when I say complete opposite that you are to saying quite similar. I
did not say quite similar. I said there are some similarities.
Okay. Yeah,
well, if there's more opposites than there are,
I think there's way more
opposites. I mean,
way more opposites.
Okay.
Okay. What's one big example? Give me one big example how they're similar.
Yeah, if I say it, you're just going to start arguing with me, because
I'm genuinely curious.
Yes, that's what.
Because not to the clearly not to the degree that Milei is doing it, but Trump is trying to shrink the government. It may be small, but like one of his goals is to eliminate the Department of Education. That hasn't been done in 40 years. Okay. The jobs numbers that they just, the last round of jobs numbers that they released, the jobs that were created were much lower than what they projected. The reason why that is because the losses in federal jobs combined with the jobs that were created in the public sector were offset each other. So nobody's really talking about that, but he's actually has cut a lot of federal jobs. He has shrunk the federal government. That's a fact. That's why the job numbers aren't 150,000 or 300,000 or whatever they typically are when they make those reports, because there's been huge growth in private sector jobs, but also very meaningful cuts in federal jobs and government jobs. Right. That's the reason for that. The other thing is, and I don't know if this is a Milei thing or not, but he is bringing a lot of manufacturing and a lot of stuff stateside. Like, yes, he is. He is too.
Britta didn't even have to say it. He just made a face. Oh, that was great.
He does. He is doing that. You can't do that in 10 months, Brendan. That might take 3 to 5 years, but he's still setting up the circumstances for that to happen. That's a fact.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't say that he's definitely doing it, because it's going to take longer than him being in office. That's all I'm saying.
But what I'm saying is what he's setting up the groundwork for that to happen.
Someone can undo that in 2 years. That's all.
Will.
That's another point that I made, which is it's important.
Our Lord Supreme Overlord President King Newsom will undo whatever he does.
That's what I'm saying. Like, in 2 years, like you're saying that he's setting up manufacturer would come back, but I'm like, yeah, that's wonderful. But in like in 2.5 years, guess who's going to undo that?
Depends on how the midterms go, and then it depends on how the election goes in 2028. Like, I don't know.
Terms happen. Like, he's still set that up as of right now. I'm just saying that when the next president comes in, if it's a Democrat or even if it's a neocon Republican, that's going away.
I don't disagree with you on that. That's also my concern. Like, you and I talked about this months ago. My big concern about what Trump has done is the permanence of it. I've said that a number of times. But what I'm saying is you're trying to characterize what type of president he is and what you're characterizing him a certain way. And I'm saying his orientation towards the things that you support, or you're not giving him enough credit for those things. His orientation towards those things, his goals, his platform, what he's trying to accomplish. You refuse to get, like, you just want to call him a piece of shit, and he's the opposite of Milei. Like, you make these extreme statements. You refuse to give him recognition or criticism for the things that he is doing, or at least efforting to do, that you would support.
Okay, first of all, I have given him credit for stuff that I have supported. Just lately, he's been really shitty. So it's easy for me to shit on him.
Okay. I don't remember any of the things that you said where you said I really like what he's doing. I really support.
Definitely talked about it, especially in the first 60 days, and we were like, "Wow, he's
Yeah.
doing a lot of these things by executive order," which I don't love, but I agree with. It needs to be done. So I remember specifically the conversation. Now, again, I'm pretty stuck on this war thing. Like, I want him to end these wars. He promised to end them day one, and we're 10 months in, and it hasn't happened. And I know that you say, "Oh, well, did you really expect him to do it?" Doesn't matter if I expect him to do it. He said he was going to do it, and he hasn't done it. It's 10 months in. So,
But would you say that would you characterize? So let me just say this. Clearly, I know that you disagree with his methodology. I probably do too. But wouldn't you say that whether you agree with the way he's going about it or not, that what his goal is to end those conflicts? Do you think Donald Trump? Let me ask this question: do you think Donald Trump's goal is to perpetuate or end the conflicts in the Middle East and in Ukraine?
it
What do you
depends
think his goal?
depends on the day, because some days
It doesn't?
yes, it does, Chris, because some days he's like, "Yeah, we're going to end this." And then the next day he's talking about giving tomahawks to Ukraine. So, like, I mean, I'm like, so
That's the methodology, Brendan. He's explicitly say repeatedly over and over and over and over and over again that he's trying to end these conflicts. You're disagreeing with the methodology.
no.
I'm saying his ultimate goal. Do you think that he prefers for these conflicts to continue, or we'd like them to end?
Him okaying strikes into mainland Russia is trying to end the conflict. That's what you're telling me?
I'm making a distinction between the way he's going about it versus his ultimate goal.
But you can't say that his methodology by trying to end the war with Russia is to strike them in Moscow. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Yes, you can.
Oh, no, you can't.
Look at the can you chronicle the history of the things he's attempted to end this war since he took office January 20th?
Sure, I can chronicle. Yeah, if I go back and do it. Yeah, sure.
I think you should agree that he's done his goal. His stated goal from the time that he was running for president to the time he got inaugurated was to end these conflicts. Now is complete bluster and unrealistic that he was going to do it within 24 hours. He was going to do it before he took off. Like, that was ridiculous. That was very Trumpian. But my point is that that's been his stated goal, and he's made multiple efforts. He's met with both sides. There's been multiple meetings. He's tried the carrot. He's tried the stick. The way I would
he's done the equivalent of dipping his toe in the pool to see what the temperature is.
I disagree. That you're minimizing it completely about what he's been.
He's never going to go off the diving board. Like, it's just not.
What does that even mean? What does that mean?
Well, if he's dipping his toe in the water to test the temperature, and he's never going off the diving board, the dive being the end goal, right? Well, he's never going to get to that point, because he keeps walking around the sides of the pool to dip his toe in. And if there ends up being more troops and funding, and it's just
not more troops. We've never sent troops. There's no troops.
Okay, but sorry, not troops. What did you say? You just said Moscow, Brendan.
Tomahawks.
That was
breaking inside Russia. Mainland.
Has he sent tomahawks?
No, he did not send tomahawks, but he threatened it.
Yeah, okay. That does not sound like
sending tomahawks.
He also said although they did not send tomahawks, although they did say that they approved Zelensky attacking inside mainland Russia, which, again, if you're trying to encourage peace, that is not a thing. You don't.
They brought him into the White House months ago, and it was a disaster. And since then, he's met with both of them again.
Right.
And we're still no closer. Like, I understand those are the steps you have to take. If he's the one that needs to end this, if it comes down to Donald Trump being the fucking piece that has to end this war, yeah, kind of is.
Yeah,
at one point, it's going to be his fault for not ending it. But he did promise that he was going to end it. He has not done that, and he's continuing talks, but talks have gone nowhere. And it's the same thing with the other conflict. Every time we get a ceasefire, inevitably, quickly, routinely, it goes belly up. So at one point, this does have to fall on him. It's a burden he has to bear, for better or worse.
It's always falling on him. It's definitely falling.
There you go.
And also funding it.
What
He's
would
continuing to send arms. He's continuing to send money and everything to both of these countries. So, like, if he would just stop.
The outcome doesn't have to be good, but the war would end. Like, there's not a good outcome here. What's the outcome? Okay, say ultimately Trump's goal is to end this war, Chris. What does that mean? What is ending the war? Because at least in Brendan's scenario, there is an end. It's not a good one, but there's an end. What is the actual end? Because I don't think he's ever actually stated that. He's just, I'm going to put an end to this war. What does that actually mean? That they're going to like shake hands and everything's going to go back to normal? That's not going to happen.
I don't know the answer to that. What does the end mean to you?
I think it's probably more likely Brendan's scenario, unfortunately, because Ukraine's not going to win this war.
What end do you want?
You can't go hunky dory. You can't shake hands, go back to normal. So I really don't have a good answer to that. I want this to end months ago and us to stop paying for it. So unfortunately, I'm kind of leaning towards Brendan. So.
Okay, so the two of you, your sole goal is for the United States to stop funding it.
At this point, if we have not found a way to get out of this thing, to save some fraction of what Ukraine has left, at what point do we have to cut our losses?
Well, so that's the answer. So the answer is yes. You don't care what the outcome is. You just want the United States to stop supporting it.
Because Trump's not going to offer an outcome where everybody wins.
We've stated our end goal here. We just stop funding, be done. If Russia takes over, Russia takes over. So what's your solution, Chris? And what do you think needs to happen?
What I thought would be a good outcome, which I think is probably what Trump's outcome, what he wanted the outcome to be, is that they're going to have to give up territory. They're going to have to give up the Crimea and the Donbass. When he's spoken about it more specifically, that's what he's always said, is that they're going to lose land. They're just going to lose it. That's always been the case. But at least
they've already lost it.
What he said a couple weeks ago.
I understand. It's more complex than that. But I'm saying, at least they would still have a country, right? But so
until the next time this happens, yeah.
Of course, there's always ongoing conflict.
So then, just if that's the case, then just let it happen and be done with it, and then we can all move on.
Well, I don't honestly. At the end of the day, I don't care either. I don't give a shit about Ukraine. I have no interest in Ukraine. But
I mean, that's the answer, unfortunately, because if it's going to come down to the point where we have to give up land, and that's the whole reason they're still fighting this thing, right? That Ukraine has to give up land, right?
Correct, right.
But I'm saying we because we're funding them, so
Right.
it's still we. So it is still we. So if it comes to that point where Ukraine has to give up land, and that's the whole reason that this thing is still continuing, we don't want to allow Russia to take portions of Ukraine.
Well,
so
listen,
if that's what this is, but no, if that's what this is, the only reason we're still funding this thing, then Donald Trump's entire end goal is to not allow that to happen.
No, I don't think it is. I think if Putin,
so he doesn't want this war to end.
Hang on, time out. If Putin met with Trump and he said, "I'm taking Crimea and the Donbass," and then this thing is over, Trump would agree to that.
Obviously not, because I guarantee that conversation has happened.
Well,
it has not. It has not.
How the hell would we know that?
Wait a second.
Because they've done news on it. Stop it. Stop being cynical. Putin has already rejected that. He's already rejected that.
No. In Alaska, when they met in Alaska, basically Putin said, like, we're willing to give up this. I think they wanted to keep 3, like Crimea, and like 2 others. And that was, Trump agreed on that and went back. And then he met with Zelensky and the European leader. And then all of a sudden that got torpedoed. So, okay. So like eventually, because
pause on that point for just a second. So Trump would agree. I just said Trump would agree to that. And then Tony argued with me. I argued
I argued that a deal like that, a deal that simplistic, that has been offered.
It
And
has.
That's what
Trump
I
agreed to
argued.
it. We're all saying that.
It was offered in the beginning, actually. Yeah.
So if
I
it
know-
was
I know.
offered, then there's no argument here.
No, listen to what Brendan just said. So Putin and Trump
You
agreed
argued
on
me.
Putin and no, I literally said if Putin and Trump if they were both in agreement on that, then Trump would agree to that. And then Brendan added to that, which I didn't know, is that it was the European Union that rejected that. My point is that Trump came to an agreement with Putin on this.
And then they met with Zelensky and it all fell apart. So what changed?
So whatever. So Trump had a solution. He had
And
so
then he met with Zelensky and it all changed. So
Okay,
what
wait a-
I know,
changed?
but what you're doing is you're all the both of you are putting it on Trump that he doesn't want to end the war. He had an agreement with Putin.
He
So it's
met
not
with
him-
the guy
it's
that
not
he's
him that doesn't want to
funding.
end the war.
Wait a
It's
second.
the Europeans and Zelensky that doesn't want to end the war.
Second. Here's the problem, though. It's like Trump is really influenced by the last person he talks to. It really seems like that because he talks with the European leaders, Zelensky, and then all of a sudden everything falls apart. And then in the last couple weeks, it's nothing but, oh, definitely, Ukraine can win this war. He says, oh, they can take back all the stuff, all the land that they've lost.
They can't.
Oh, well, that's what he said in
Yeah.
press conferences. So he goes back completely on and then he starts talking. They start asking for tomahawks, and he's talking about, oh, we're gonna think about it. We're gonna think about giving him, which one can be nuclear tipped, and then two can be sent to Moscow. So obviously not a good thing. So it yes, in some respects he talks peace, but then in other ways he does not talk peace.
Can
And
I speak
he
to some of
tries-
this? Okay, so
Try- he tries to bully certain people, and it's obvious that Russia's not going to be bullied. They're winning, and every day they're taking more and more Ukrainian land, and they're killing more and more Ukrainians. Why keep doing this? It's ridiculous. They're innocent people are dying. That's really what I care about. I just want them to stop.
okay, let me speak to a few of those things. Okay, so I disagree with you the way you just characterized one point of that, which is I don't think he agreed with the last person that he talked to. I think he had a deal with Putin, and then Zelensky wouldn't go along with it. You need those two people to agree, otherwise there's no agreement. The two parties that have to agree are
But
Zelensky and Putin.
But then he starts talking about sending long-range missiles to them.
I know. Hang on a sec. You're skipping some steps. So what I'm trying to establish here is that the war doesn't end when Trump and Putin agree. The war ends when Zelensky and Putin agree. So if Zelensky's not going to go along with it, whether you agree with it or not, he's still the leader of Ukraine.
Yes, because
Correct?
okay, but he's agreeing with him because he's still getting funding from who and missiles from who? Because guess what? If
I
he's
understand.
If he's not getting an enema of missiles and fucking guns and money, then he doesn't get to fucking agree with this shit. He has to fucking
So
say,
okay, hang on. No, see,
no,
Chris,
hang
you
on,
just
hang on,
said
hang on.
no, Chris. You just said if Putin makes that offer, Trump would accept it. You just said it's not Trump.
he did accept it.
You said it's not Trump. It's Zelensky and Putin that have to come to an agreement. So that's a
Correct.
complete contradiction to
Why
what
aren't
you said
they talking?
earlier.
So why aren't they talking? We shouldn't even be in on it.
It's not a contradiction. What I'm saying is that
How is it not?
okay. Well, let me ask. Don't interrupt me, and I'll explain it to you.
Please, I would love to hear this.
Because Trump obviously is stepping in to try to come to an agreement between these two people, right? So
Right?
he gets
It's his
he gets-
failure. Yes,
Can we just have the conversation, or we're not going to have the conversation?
I'm all ears.
You're not all ears. You keep interrupting me. That's not all ears. That's literally opposite of all ears, isn't it? He
What's the
came to an-
silence?
Okay, I'm done.
No, come on.
No, I'm done.
All right. We're done. That's good because we're about to 2 hours, which means I won't be able to make cool AI videos.
Oh, fuck.
Yep. So, all right, Chris, where can people find you, sir?
Ask it anything. The one of 11 podcasts, the only one that I'm able to produce at the moment. But you can listen to it anywhere we listen to podcasts.
Tony.
Given the week, I'd have a whole roster of shit, but just go to the Linktree / Big Buck and click on one and hope for the best. But yeah, Dad's Worldwide.
Woo.
I recommend Tony's OnlyFans page.
It's the best, and it's free.
It's worth every penny.
I just
It's
realized
really the best.
we're already over 2 hours on the recording for. Oh, damn it!
Well, we had like 14 minutes of nothing before that.
Because I had to get the balls thing going. God damn it!
Way to go.
Sorry,
That's your fault.
Yep. No cool clips for this episode. Damn it!
Thanks a lot.
Try to get hold of me, Brendan at Dad's www.com. Can't stand me. Can't stand Tony. Can't stand Chris. And all this hyperbole. Hate mail at dadsww.com. All right. We will make you laugh. I might make you cry, most certainly, somehow, some way. Try to make you a better parent and maybe political pundit, politician, or something or other. Hope you enjoy the show. Let us know what you think. And thanks for listening. Later. Yep.